Okay, good afternoon to you all. So today we will be uh, taking English language, and our topic for today is conjunction. Conjunction. So before that, I'd like to specify that this class is mainly meant for those in Basic 4. It's mainly meant for those in Basic 4. But nevertheless, pupils in Basic 1, 2, 3, and 5 can also involve themselves in this class. It's good for them. Okay. Now, our objective today is that by the end of this lesson, the pupils should be able to, number one, define conjunction. Number two, list common examples of conjunction. Number three, apply and identify conjunctions in a sentence. Okay. So, with that being said, let's go to the main point of this meeting. Now, what is a conjunction? What is a conjunction? Now, looking at what we have here, we say that a conjunction is a word used in joining words, phrases, or sentences. A conjunction is a word used in joining words, phrases, or sentences. Okay? Now, let's look at some examples of conjunctions. What are these conjunctions we are talking about? Now, an example number one is and. Okay, and is used to join words or sentences. Another example is but, although, because, before, unless, either, neither, no, why, or, after, until, though, whether, when, hence, as, for, since. Okay, now there are more, but let's just go with these ones. Okay, so there are other conjunctions, but we are taking these ones. You see that these conjunctions, they can be used to put two or more sentences together, or words or phrases, like we defined earlier. Okay, say a conjunction is a word used in joining words, phrases, or sentences. So identification of conjunctions in sentences. Identification of conjunctions in sentences. Example 1. Mark is tall. Okay, Mark is tall. Mark is tall. Now we see that this Mark is tall is a sentence on its own. Mark is tall. Now, this Mark is fat is another sentence on its own. So, if you look at the third sentence, which is this one, we see that Mark is tall and fat. Now remember, this Mark is tall is what's here. Okay, this Mark is fat. Okay, it's still the same thing here. So if we should bring these two together, we see that Mark is tall and fat. Mark is tall and fat. Now this and here, let me circle it. This and here is known as a conjunction. Why? Because this and brings this Mark is tall and Mark is fat together. The and there that we underline, it brings these two words, not actually two words, but it brings these two sentences together. Okay? That being said, let's move to the second example. Nasara is beautiful. Nasara is beautiful. Now, this is the first one, okay? Nasara is beautiful. And the second one is Nasara is dark in complexion. Now, the third one, we are trying to bring these two together. Call this one number one, call this one number two. So, if we should bring these two together, we see that Nasara is beautiful and dark in complexion. Now, this and here that is underlined is known as the conjunction. Why? Because it brings these two sentences together. Nasara is beautiful, Nasara is dark in complexion, bringing them together, we say Nasara is beautiful and dark in complexion. The and there is the conjunction. Okay, the and there is the conjunction. Said that it brings two sentences together. Okay, so this and serves as what is joining these two sentences together. That being said, let's go to the use of but. The use of but. Say number one said he dropped the clock. So that is number one. He dropped the clock. Now number two said it did not break. It did not break. Now, if we should combine the two of them together, we say that he dropped the clock, but it did not break. Okay, now this but was joining these two sentences together. One of them was he dropped the clock, the other was it did not break. Now this but is the conjunction. Why? Because it is joining these two sentences together. I hope you understand it. Okay, now with that being said, let's move to the second example. It said Bukola wants to buy some chocolates. Bukola wants to buy some chocolates. She has no money. Okay, let me take this as number one. Let me take this as number two. Bukola wants to buy some chocolates. She has no money. Now, if you come down to bring these two sentences together, we say that Bukola wants to buy some chocolates, but she has no money. Bukola wants to buy some chocolates, but she has no money. Now, see that this but brings these two sentences together. Okay, so therefore, but is what? The conjunction. Sorry, I can't write it like this. Okay, I can write it like this. Okay, now we know that but is what? The conjunction. Okay, now we go to the second. I'll go to another example. Say the use of although. The use of although. Now, example one. She ran the race. She ran the race. The second one is she was sick. Okay, now we have to bring these two sentences together using although. Bringing them together, we say that she ran the race. She ran the race although she was sick. She ran the race although she was sick. Now, this although here brings these two sentences together. So, therefore, this although is the conjunction. Okay, this although is what? The conjunction. Okay, this although is the conjunction. Forgive the rough work, I just need you to understand. Now, we move to the other example. Say the use of because. I am happy. It is my birthday. I am happy. It is my birthday. Okay. Now, bringing these two together, I say I am happy because it's my birthday. The because there is a conjunction. Okay. The because there is the what? Is the conjunction. Because there is the conjunction. Take note. Because is the conjunction. Now, the second example says I am not at home. I'm not at home. That is one. I went to church. Two. Now, for us to combine these two together, we say, I am not at home because I went to church. Okay? Now, this because that is here is known as what? The conjunction. It's known as the conjunction. So, that's it. Let's move to the use of before. The man prayed, he started eating. The man prayed, he started eating. The man prayed, he started eating. Now we combine it together. So this number one, this number two. Now, the man prayed before he started eating. Okay. Now this before is what? The conjunction. Okay. Before is what? The conjunction. Okay. That being said, let's go to the second example. So we must tidy the room. That is number one. Mommy arrives. Okay. We must tidy the room. Mommy arrives. Now, the third one says we must tidy the room before mommy arrives. Can you show me the conjunction there? Okay, so let me just spell it out. Say we must tidy the room, which was this one. Okay, mommy arrives. Okay, mommy arrives. So the conjunction is before. Okay, we must tidy the room before mommy arrives. So before there is a conjunction. So we go to the use of unless. The use of unless. Now, the example here says she won't go. Okay, that's the first example. The second, you give her money. Okay, this is second example. Now, the third one says she won't go unless you give her some money. She won't go unless you give her some money. Now, the unless there, okay, the unless there is a conjunction because the unless is joining these two group of words together. Okay, so that is a conjunction. So we go to the use of either. Right now, you have to do this yourself. Now, example, it says the man prefers white poppy. Okay, take this as number one. The man prefers brown poppy. Take this as number two. Now, if you want to join these two sentences together, now, can you tell me the conjunction here? Conjunction here. Say the man prefers either the white or brown poppy. Can you tell me the word that joins these words together? The answer is either. Okay, either. Either is the answer. So either is the conjunction here. Either joins these words together. The man prefers either the white or brown poppy. So either is a conjunction. So we also have other conjunctions like for and since. Okay. Now it says here that for relates to a period of time. For relates to a period of time. Example, she waited for 2 days. I have been here for 1 hour. The rain lasted for 6 days. Okay, now this for here is known as a conjunction. For joins this group of words together. So for is known as a conjunction. Now I told you before that for relates to a period of time. It relates to how long it has been taking place. She waited. She waited. Now for explains to us how long she has been waiting. Now she waited for how many days? For 2 days. 2 days. That shows what? The period of time. I've been here for 1 hour. Okay, the rain lasted for 6 days. So let's go to the next one. Said since is used for an event which began and continued to the time of reporting. Which began and continued to the time of reporting. That means since when the event began and the time it was reported. Example, the child has been crying since 12 o'clock. Okay, the child has been crying since 12 o'clock. Now, this child here, okay, has been crying since. Now, this since tells us the time the child started till this point. Now we are saying, okay, let's just assume, for example, the child has been crying for an hour. I know children are crying for an hour. It's not good for a child to cry for an hour, but as an example, the child has been crying for an hour. So we know that if a child has been crying for an hour and you are reporting it at that time, it will be like, since the child was crying 12 o'clock, you'll be reporting it around 1 o'clock. Now, the since was used to tell how long this child has been crying. Okay, how long this child has been crying. It's just like for. Okay, just that in for there is no process compared to since. Okay, in for there is no process compared to since. So that Osamu stopped telling lies since the teacher reprimanded him. Okay, Now, since here is a conjunction. Hope you know. Since is the conjunction. Since is what? The conjunction. Okay. Now, since combines these two words together, these two sentences together. Okay. Now, he has abandoned his medicine since he started feeling well. Okay. Now, this since also is also what? A conjunction. So, with that being said, let's go to our evaluation. Number one, what is conjunction? Number two, write 8 sentences and underline the conjunctions. Write 8 sentences and underline the conjunctions. I'll give you an example. Let's say I went to church, but the door was closed. I went to church, but the door was closed. Now, you see, now notice my sentence. I'll take it again. Say, I went to church, but the door was closed. Now, the but there, you see that it brings those two sentences together. I went to church, the door was closed. But when I say but there, it brings the two sentences together. I say, I went to church, but the door was closed. So the conjunction here is but. Now, the third one say, choose. Third one say, choose the correct adverb to fill the blank spaces with until, either, or, but, unless. Okay? Now, A said, Bola came to the party, dash, she was not invited. Now, Bola came to the party, dash, she was not invited. Now, what are we going to say here? Say, Bola came to the party until she was not invited. Is that the correct sentence? No. Say, Bola came to the party, either she was not invited. No. Bola came to the party or she was not invited. No. Bola came to the party unless she was not invited. No. Bola came to the party, but she was not invited. Okay. So, but, okay, but is the conjunction. Okay. But is the conjunction here. Alright. Okay, that is just an expo. Let's go to the next one here. So we have you fill the text dash you studied hard, filling the blank space there. So the third one said, I paid my school fees, dash, I paid my school fees, I was not allowed in class. D, you can dash come with Julie dash edit. Okay, now make simple sentences with and, although. Make simple sentence with and, although, before, and because. Make simple sentences with these words. Okay, now these words, they are conjunctions. You know that are examples of conjunctions, so make sentences using these conjunctions. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next class.